The next thing we do is when we have an intrusive thought that's causing anxiety, worry, or fear, we try to over control. So let's say you're wondering why your friend hasn't texted you back and you have these intrusive thoughts like they don't like me or they're mad at me or maybe I did something wrong and you can't let it go. And then you try to control the outcome. You try to make sure everything's okay by texting them, by like text bombing them and being like, is everything okay? What's going on? Are you mad at me? And then they're kind of like, whoa, I just was in the middle of something, or I had a really busy day, or I saw your text and then I got distracted and I forgot to text you back. And then we get ourselves into this state of trying to control the outcome, trying to do all these things to indulge the thought and be like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm thinking. So I got to do something to control it. And then it ends up keeping us focused on the thought, obsessing about the thought, and usually taking some kind of action that creates more harm than the actual reality of that fear. So let's say your friend actually is mad at you and that's why they haven't texted you back. Well, instead of just waiting to see and, giving it maybe a day for them to text you back and then checking in and being like, hey, just wanted to make sure you got my text. And then maybe they say at that point, yeah, I'm actually kind of upset with you about what you said. And then you can deal with that. You can have that conversation versus getting all worked up about it and then endlessly texting them. Instead of taking a step back and managing your mind around it and being like, okay, what are they doing? Why am I finding this difficult? Is there any way that I could help them in a supportive way, not in an anxiety-driven way? And taking that step back and not getting so intense and trying to control the outcome and letting ourselves just sort of ride it out a little bit, seeing what happens and trusting that we'll be able to deal with whatever that thing is that we are fearing, if we are able to not just try so hard to control.